Is there anything from this game that we haven't touched enough upon that, like, we've focused so much on those final moments, but it was truly a great Sunday of football and a great, 90 minutes that just focused on a single moment?
Yeah, it did. The start of the match, the first 15 to 20 minutes, Arsenal looked exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like a goal was coming. I'm not exactly too sure when Ben White went down. That was in the 28th minute. The injury, unfortunate, changed the entire complexity of the match and what Arsenal was trying to do with West Ham lined up in a back five. And unfortunately, we saw a problem that we've seen from Mikel Arteta over the last couple of years, where just like his mentor, Pep Guardiola, in these kind of moments, sometimes he can overthink it.
Mm-hmm.
Big brain Arteta, as I like to call him. It was very clear what he should have done. Once Ben White was hurt, Mosquera should have came in for a like-for-like sub. He tried to overthink the situation, and instead of bringing in Mosquera, which, to the understanding, Mosquera maybe isn't the best with the ball at his feet, playing through the back, he brought in Zubimendi and tried to use Declan Rice at right back, and sometimes we saw Miles Lewis-Skelly dropping in that spot, and West Ham exploited that for a good 20 to 30 minutes afterwards.
Yeah, I thought they were excellent for a huge stretch after that, West Ham, and could have easily taken the lead, and we've mentioned a couple of those moments already, but the through ball to... one of the best passes I've seen, the through ball to the Diouf, and you were just like... I don't have a dog in the fight, but I'm out of my seat in that moment. I'm out of my seat when Castellanos gets a head onto it. Brilliant save by David Raya.
Wonderful save. Raya was fantastic all day.
And then how Matis Fernandes in the second half doesn't bury that. And David Raya again, best goalkeeper in the Premier League this season. You could even argue best goalkeeper, Europe, the world, wherever you want to state it. But
real quick, I want to go back to Arteta's...
You got to shoot across the keeper there.
I want to go back to Arteta's substitutions real quick.
Yeah.
Because the one thing that I will give Arteta credit for, as much as he absolutely made a horrendous decision bringing in Zubimendi instead of Mosquera, at halftime, he fixed the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least he tried to adjust to the problem. And he brought on Mosquera, unfortunately at the cost of Calafiori, who was moving well. And he brought on Martin Odegaard for Zubimendi. In the 67th minute, he took off Zubimendi, even though he just brought him on in the 28th minute, and brought on Kai Havertz. And for as much criticism as Martin Odegaard has gotten all season long, really for the last two seasons, and completely justifiable by Arsenal fans and critics, Martin Odegaard's performance coming in for those final 25 minutes, 30 minutes, he saved the day for Arsenal. And he saved the day not just for Arsenal, but he saved the day for Mikel Arteta. And Arteta has been someone that has backed Odegaard time and time again.
And I think to his detriment at times.
Absolutely. And to the fans have been furious about it. When it mattered most in this situation, on the road, against a team that is battling for relegation, trying to find the goal, Arteta saved his manager. And I think that is a storyline that has not been talked about enough. For the faith that Arteta has had in Odegaard paid him back in one of the biggest moments of the season.
It's really interesting because obviously Victor Gyökeres is a guy who comes in for criticism at times. He's been in a much richer vein of form recently, but what he did do for the Arsenal side when he came in this season was something that I thought was missing throughout a lot of last year, and specifically missing from Odegaard's game, which is those driving runs into the box. There's an area kind of in the front two corners, and you particularly see it with Odegaard where he's linking up with Saka and you get those trios going on that side, and Odegaard lays it off and makes that run into the box. And too often he wasn't doing that. And I thought Gyökeres was offering that more this year. And so even though he didn't have the goals that you'd like from your number 9, I thought actually he was opening space up for other players. When Odegaard makes that run into the box, first time I can remember him doing that recently, and then takes the moment, patient, pulls it back for the goal for Trossard, sensational. And it does. It changes the whole complexity of the game.
It was beautiful because he faked me out. He faked the West Ham defender out because it looked like it was going to be a back pass to Saliba. And he decides to be forward and attacking, and it pays off. And his patience in that moment, I think, cannot be talked about enough. Patiently waiting for the opportunity to open up, finding Trossard at the top of the box. Credit to Kai Havertz, too, being able to somehow jump out of the way on that shot attempt. Like, I don't think that gets enough credit. It's so many times.
He's quite a lithe human being, Kai Havertz.
Very
like, he's
fluid.
Just,
You know, he was outside the box and somehow was right in front of the goal when that happened and was able to move out of the way. And what a moment for Leo Trossard, too. He's been someone, as you've talked about with Gyökeres as well. Over the last month, we've seen them step up their performances and really give Arsenal another boost on the attack. And Leo was running for his life all match long. He was covering, he was defending, he was sometimes the last line of defense, making some slide tackles. It was where he was able to give Arsenal for 90 minutes, what he was able to do. And credit to Arteta not taking him out of the match because he deserved to play all 90 minutes. He gave everything he had on the line for Arsenal, and he came through big in his pressing. He came through big in the goal, and well-deserving a man of the match.
It leaves West Ham in a really interesting position because, I mean, everyone, when that goal is ruled out, essentially wrote off the possibility of them surviving. Yeah, Spurs still have to play 3 games of football and haven't been very informed this year. I don't know if anyone's noticed. Yes, they've just won back-to-back games, and we'll look forward to that game with Leeds tonight, whether they're on the beach or not. But if West Ham do go down, there are ownership issues right now. There are fluidity and money issues right now. And you cannot see a huge amount of the quality players in this team. Jarrod Bowen, Somerville, Fernandes. Like, there's already people sniffing around those players and they've not gone down yet, right? So I know the Championship this season is expanding the playoffs. You can finish in the top 8 and get in, and maybe you have a late season surge, but they're not going to have money to spend. Yes, they'll have the parachute payment, so comparatively with a lot of Championship sides, they might be fine, but it really is another one of those cases of when a big club goes down, if they don't bounce straight back, you start to sweat it really quickly.
And especially a club like West Ham. They're going to have a target on their back going to the Championship. That is a grind.
Mm-hmm.
And all those clubs coming in to West Ham, if in fact they do go down, they're going to go in wanting to beat West Ham. Like, that is the game they will circle and highlight, being able to beat a big club in London with as poor as the facilities that West Ham may feel like it is. It's certainly better than some of the Championship clubs that they'll be facing. So there will be a target on their back going in the Championship. It will not be easy. It is a tough situation for their fans to be in, and I understand the frustration and how irate they feel, knowing they could have salvaged the point had VAR not intervened. But this has been a poor team all season. And it is one in which they've had many opportunities to try and save themselves from the situation. And time again in these circumstances, they haven't gotten the results they needed. 18 losses this year. It's not going to come down to VAR if West Ham get relegated. They lost 18 games so far this season. It has been a tumultuous situation, and we've seen the fans exiting the stadium well before halftime in certain situations, just being frustrated, whether it's the facilities, whether it's the team, whether it's the manager, ownership. There's just been a lot of frustration coming out of East London that I agree with you. I don't know how this gets solved, especially when we know if West Ham get relegated, their main man, Bowen, he will not be there. There will be so many Premier League teams that would love to have a quality player.
I heard Alex Crook on the Premier League All Access podcast from talkSPORT saying, actually, watch out for Spurs on that. They'd be a great heads. If I'm Jarrod Bowen, I think I can go for Champions League football. I'm not going to a team who've just survived relegation. No offence, Tottenham fans.